There we go. Oh, wow. See, when I was on Zoom, it ain't show all this. It ain't show all of this. It was like this. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Um, so today I will let the numbers decide. We're going to do sticky notes. Where's my sticky note sheet? So 1 through 12 is going to be a zodiac. I guess 13 through 16. Are there 4 Mesopotamians? 13, 14, 15, 16. Wow. And there are 4 Mesopotamians. And then 17 through 20 is what's happening. So I'm just going to go with that today. And I guess if what's IV coffees, like a coffee drip? 1 second. Oh, you've coffees. Okay, sorry. And then we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I can feel the sinus pressure building in my ears. You know what? I know I literally just started this. What's on my bed behind me? But I am going to go fill up my water and take a sinus pill because I'm getting better, and so I'm stopping taking the medicine. But maybe I should be like good before I just completely stop. Hey, Holly. Good morning. I guess I didn't mute this, so. Excuse me. Uh-oh, here comes Chino. The nose it down. I would let Chino in, but last time Chino was here, he left dog hairs all over my bed, and I was sleeping at night just inhaling them, and I had a coughing fit because I'm not technically allergic. Okay. Hey Siri, choose a oh, hey Skywaltress. Oh, see, I didn't even know that it was like 2.5 hours. Maybe like 1.5 because at a certain point it was like, well, no, in the moment, I don't know. I guess it got darker. So I got a call from my boss. She's like, "Hey, just want to check in on you." I'm like, "If I get my test results, can I go back to work today?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "But if they come in at 3, then there probably isn't much point." And I was like, "Fair, but I will take that hour." Thank you. It's technically an orange, but yeah. It was, and I was really hoping he would be able to go out and enjoy it, but it ended as the video ended. So, and he was like, "It's fine. I didn't need to go outside. I enjoyed it with all of you." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet," because I know it's been hot, and he's been wanting to get out there. I want to pull an enchanted map oracle first, and then we'll see where we go. I feel like I also haven't been hydrating as much as I could be. I haven't been doing a lot of as much as I could be stuff, but I'm flourishing, so okay. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm missing a card in this deck, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 54 cards. Are there 55? Hold up. What deck was I missing a card in? Yeah, there's 54. I got 54 out of 54. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember. Hey Siri, choose a random number between 1 and 20.
A random number between 1 and 20 is 15.
It's 15. 15 is the third Mesopotamian, which is Hammurabi, I think. That was a mistake because I am not prepared to do Hammurabi. I guess I'll do Hammurabi at some point today, maybe later. Ooh, Mesopotamians. Sargon. No. Ashurbanipal. I don't remember his name. Hammurabi is the second one. Ashurbanipal is the third one. And it's funny because Ashurbanipal was mentioned in the first one, Sargon. And I think I gave Ashurbanipal. Did I not write it down? Did I not type it? I guess I didn't. I gave Hammurabi air. Or no, I gave Hammurabi earth. And I think I gave Ashurbanipal air, and I gave Gilgamesh fire because, mythical king hero. because I was gonna give law to air, but something about Ashurbanipal was more air than law. So, and I was like, well, law is kind of an earth thing. So we're gonna go for 1 through 12. Hey Siri, choose a random number between 1 and 12. Hey Siri, choose a random number between 1 and 12.
A random number between 1 and 12 is 2.
It's 2. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails.
So 2 tails. I think that's data info for Taurus. Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's do data info for Taurus. Data info starting out with the 6 fixed signs. Leo was the last time. Taurus D/I 927. There we go. The card that came out is Moonlight. I need you all night. You're my starlight. Is it starlight or moonlight? I don't know. Come on, dance with me. Follow the leader. See, I was gonna say something about Genius Loci because where is it? Where is it? Here it is. I was gonna say something about Genius Loci because this thing right here. I was like, what is that? Can you see what that is? And bottom of the deck is follow the leader again. This time with stuck in the mud behind it. $24, $40, $51. 24 is a 6. 51 is a 6. Okay, Taurus. We'll just leave that up there for now as an overarching energy. And we'll see what comes for you today. So we got Stuck in the Mud, Follow the Leader, and Moonlight. I don't know why I'm going for the Spirit Keepers Tarot, Taurus, because that's really out there. And maybe I'll pull another deck. Maybe I'll just work with this one or these two. I'm going with the Spirit Keepers Tarot because of Moonlight, honestly. And I'm going to also go for the Magical Dimensions Oracle cards and Activators because it's like the only deck I have with fairies in it. And it's funny because Reem I haven't gotten to see all of it. I watched her Taurus read. What? Adventure was flipped over? I didn't even see Adventure flipped over. That's a 113 yesterday. I saw Empowerment. I didn't get to see. I miss Rini live. I didn't get to see the mandala all the way. But I watched part of her Taurus reading, and then I had to go to the store to pick up tissues. And I saw it was like a little garden fairy or whatever. I almost bought it, or I almost took a picture of it because she was like, the fairies are here today with the green man. And then I go to the dollar store and I see a little fairy. I was like, okay. And then I couldn't remember if I think it was the fairies. I was watching a video. Hey, Denise. I was watching a video that Russ did a long time ago. I think it's when he was in France. And I think it's when he was talking about the Dromark or the Gromark or something like that. The little water spirits that like drown people. And I don't know. So he said fairy or I said fairies. And then like everything in the top of my closet just like fell out. Not everything, but like this tote fell out and it had never happened before. And yesterday I was trying to put something, I got something out of my closet to put something back in the box so I don't lose it. And then I was trying to put it back and it kept falling out. And I was like, things haven't fallen out of my closet since the fairies. Is that my grandmother? Oh snap! Hold up. Oh my gosh. Also, if I get a call with my results, I'm gonna have to take it and then get ready to go to work. But I guess I could finish this before I go to work. But anyway, I missed that. How you doing, Denise? How you doing, Skywalkers? How you doing? I don't know why I just said Kelly, Holly. It was. Oh, I still need to go back and watch. I'm sure it was. Who was that? We slapped that fish. Empowerment with galactic guidance. Galactic guidance is interesting. Oh, hold I ain't talked to my grandma in forever. I used to talk to her like or see her almost every day, but because she do all her stuff in the morning and I be at work. Ooh, wisdom is at the bottom of the deck. No. All right, Taurus. I ain't even like. So this galactic guidance card reminds me of Moonlight. But it feels like there's an energy of communication in Moonlight that doesn't necessarily exist in galactic guidance. This is a 6 and a 9. 51, 6, 18, 9. And I don't have any threes on the table. There's also a 24, 6, a 4, and a 13, 4. So empowerment and follow the leader are both fours. Okay, these are the same. Moonlight and stuck in the mud. Because this is that energy where it feels like this guidance isn't necessarily being I don't know if accepted is the word or what, but they're all 6s. These are 4s. So let's try to break them both down, I guess. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I guess this will be the data. And I'll use the Spirit Keeper's Tarot to see how we're getting it and then what could be beneficial to us, for us, by what's with us, from us in this. Casually plotting world domination. I don't want this world. Honestly, you can keep it. I've seen it. I'm not interested. You can keep it and its people and its resources. I'd sooner be elsewhere, but it's fine. I mean, I guess Gaia is cool, but most of everyone else is questionable. Even though I love you all dearly. Okay, one more. Ten of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. That's a rough cut. So how are we taking this? Or how is Taurus taking this? 5 of Pentacles. Understandable. Oh, goodness. I was like half my deck almost. So the Force is at the bottom of the deck. The Vagabond, the Shining Dew, the Malaise, and the Force. This is Mercury in Taurus, Moon in Sagittarius, and the Knight of Cups. 5 of Orbs, 9 of Scepters, and the Knight, the Shining one of Chalices. Every element is here except for Earth, or except for air. Bottom of the deck is the Force. And I like the Force because that's what it feels like. It feels like it's trying to force something. And I'm gonna give this 3 shuffles, and then I'm gonna do top, middle, and bottom, and I'm gonna put them face down. Okay. 2 cards came out upright, but Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the deck under that. Here's the air. The air is on the side of what would be more beneficial, a more beneficial way for us to process or consider or think about, or a more helpful perspective for us to view this from. So there's a lot of energy of isolation, a lot of energy of feeling cut off, a lot of energy of nearing the end of one's rope or feeling like it, a lot of I've been doing this for a long time. But there's also an energy where it's well, you're being forced to do it at the same time. And it's an energy, it's almost well, when you're forced to do something, there's a lot of it that is missed, I guess. So this Force is squaring Mercury and Taurus. And it's trining the Moon in Sagittarius. Taurus and Sagittarius are in conjunct, I think. Because the opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini, and Taurus is right next door. So yeah, they're in conjunct. Hey, Danielle. How are you doing today? This is interesting for Taurus because I feel it. I feel this for Taurus. I mean, stuck in the mud. It's a little bit of in the way that Taurus can be very fixed. The cards that came out on the other side, it's the warrior and the initiate. And it's almost like immediately the difference between the warrior and the initiate is the warrior and initiate. This is someone who takes it up almost up on their own volition. And this is someone who's forced to do it. Like, that's the difference immediately. And so let me just look up here. Oh, snap. Well, now we got the moon in Taurus, Venus in Virgo, and then we have this Leo. I guess it's the sun and earth energy over here. It is interesting because on one side it's a nine of wands, on the other side it's a nine of pentacles. On one side we have a knight of cups, on the other side we have a king of wands energy. And then lastly we have the five of pentacles that becomes the six. And it's almost like it's all about being forced to do stuff and having resistance almost the entire way. Which is fine. It's fine in the sense of, because with this stuck in the mud card and galactic guidance, it feels like we're being dragged somewhere. Like, or Taurus. You don't necessarily want to do what it is that you're being asked to do, but you're not begrudgingly, but it's like you're being not forced to do it, but maybe kind of anyway. But it's like, since you're not willing, that's where this breakdown in communication is. That's where it's like, it's almost like you're missing so much of um, you're missing so much of the magic or the beauty or the whatever is being given and granted and gifted to you through this space, through those internal and subtle and intuitive spaces, because of all of the resistance. It's almost like you're being put through the training, like you're being put through basic training to come out on the other side as a warrior, but you're not, because I don't want to say you're not doing anything, but like, here's this empowerment. It's like when you follow, you're empowered. When you're dragged, you're not necessarily disempowered, but it's almost like that's when other people sort of have to do it all for you. Or that's where there's this, it's a level of dependency that shouldn't have to be there. And it feels like it actually makes things a lot more difficult. And it's not that you don't have a choice. So it's almost like Taurus would see this and be like, oh, like I'm supposed, like things are supposed to be quiet and it's supposed to be a struggle because I'm going through this spiritual sort of expansion, this spiritual upgrade. There's Kelly. Good morning. I accidentally read your name earlier. Oh, snap. Well, I could see Sun in the second house as wait, are you an Aqua? You have no planets in Taurus. Was born Aqua in the second house, yeah. I was born I have a Taurus moon and rising. I was born Pisces in the 11th house. I don't think I've watched too much Aqua stuff though. Maybe I should. It's like it's all in the name of like some spiritual growth and evolution that you're feeling Five of Pentacles and Nine of Wands at the end of your rope. And again, it's like we have these moons that at least it feels like this one is, well, I guess it's not full. These two moons that aren't necessarily full. And you're kind of supposed to be coming into sun energy. Now, moonlight is a reflection of sunlight, so there is a connection there that we could follow. It's like we could follow moonlight all the way back to sunlight. You could wait until there's an eclipse, or you could wait until the moon is full. Or new. Well, see, when it's a new moon, it's conjuncting the sun. So it would get you closer to the sun, but you're not able to see it. And so we wait until the moon is full where we can fully see the moon, but then it's like on the opposite side of the sun. And so I feel like that's where a lot of this stuck in the mud energy is coming from. And then I guess it's like, well, if you wait for an eclipse, then you can see the moon and the sun. It's like a new moon, but it happens during the daytime. So you can actually see that the sun and the moon are like, well, I guess it's more than just like that because like they're actually in the sky, you know, rather than whatever the just regular new moon is. But then we only get like what, 2 eclipses in a year. So that becomes like this waiting period where it's like, I gotta wait for the next eclipse. I gotta wait for the next big astrological event to have this sort of like spiritual awakening or epiphany or whatever. And maybe it's like, yeah, because we have to force you to do everything that you're doing. Nothing is done willingly. Nothing is done. And it feels like there's a certain comfort. And I guess it's almost like Leo in that way. Because it feels like for Taurus, there's a certain comfort that's disrupted. And I know, shout out to my little Taurian sister, not my little Taurian sister, but to my Taurian sister, Ariel, because that like being comfortable in discomfort. But it's almost like trying to establish a new, it's that same energy of like building a new comfort zone. Or it's like you're going to be comfortable where you are, but to get there, first you have to leave. And that's why this Fool is coming out in the Initiate. The Spirit Keeper's Tarot has 3 Fools: the Initiate, the Seeker, and the Keeper. And it's about our journey as fools. The Initiate, it's like it's brand new. We don't know anything. It's a whole new world. The Seeker is when we've been on the journey and we know some stuff, we've integrated some stuff, but we get stuck and we need guidance and help to continue on further. And the Keeper is the Fool that's done the whole thing, got everything from every step of the way, and like they're solid, they're good. The major arcana, it's the journey of the Fool from the magician to the world. So the Keeper is the one who's gone from the magician to the high priestess, the empress, the emperor, all the way to the sun, judgment, and the world. Got everything along the way and reemerges or emerges from that with a more complete knowledge, knowing, and understanding. But I guess with the sun into the Initiate, it's almost like you could be like the Seeker all the way up until the moon. Well, yeah, because the moon is here. And when we come to the sun, it's almost like because we were operating and because we were until that point gaining such a small fraction of what there truly is to understand. Because again, it was moonlight, which is a reflection of sunlight, but it's not sunlight. When you reach the sun, it's like in some ways you almost got to look at everything brand new. And then there's that judgment energy of like, maybe trying to reconcile all that you used to know and what you now know as the truth. And then after that happens, you come into the world with a deeper understanding, right? There's sunlight for daytime things and moonlight for nighttime things. And as creatures that exist on a planet with both light and dark, and as creatures who hold both light and dark and who are expected to interact with both light and dark, we learn to almost approach each in the manner that it needs to be. And that's when we come to this fuller understanding of the world and we emerge as the keeper, right? So again, there's an energy of like maybe things that I don't know if it's things that we're not necessarily letting go of, but there is an energy of like being forced. And this bird is almost expected to drag this elephant because, you know, Tauruses can be super fixed. You're like the fixed sign. Just like Aries is the cardinal, and Gemini is the mutable. It's the first time we encounter fixed energy on the wheel. The last time we encounter fixed energy is in Aquarius. See, and it's interesting that galactic guidance is here because that's also the thing about the initiate. In this initiate card, once you go along that path, once the fool goes down that path, this guardian wakes up and it accompanies you. A guardian, a guide, or whatever. And it accompanies you along the way, but it remains asleep until you do that. And so maybe too, it's a different kind of dynamic with a guidance system. And that's what we're in the process of learning. It's like learning this new dynamic where you are more empowered, where they're not necessarily forcing you to do anything. And maybe as a Taurus, you can be like, well, if you're not going to force me to do anything, then I'm not going to do anything. And I'll just enjoy my life and do it. I'll do all of this and I'll do all of that. And I'll keep being all of this instead of coming into all of that. Let me see if I can grab it. Instead of coming into all of that. You know what I mean? I guess it's like this. And it's like, yeah, you know, your life, your choice, you can do what you want. And I feel like that it's almost like that freedom is what is being given to Taurus. And so maybe it is to learn to do the things that we need to do without being forced to do them. Right? Being forced by spirit, being forced by someone, being forced by external circumstances in our lives, right? Like, for example, I wasn't necessarily trying to work as long as everything was covered and everything was paid for and there was no pressure. I wasn't really looking for work. I wasn't really trying to go nowhere, even though I wanted it. I was like, you know, I'm good. I'm covered right now. I'm blessed and highly favored. I am very fortunate. Thank you, universe. Thank you, everyone who sent in donations because they were very much so needed. I am very grateful for them. But I knew that I had to reach a point within myself where I didn't have to be forced to do the things that I knew I already needed to do. And for me to be in a position where I have to continue to be moved and I have to continue to be forced, it is disempowering. Because it's like, well, I'm not going to do anything that I need to do until I absolutely need to do it. And it causes delays, it causes lots of things, right? Oh, snap. That's gorgeous, Holly. And I feel like one of the things that's the most, I guess, interesting about this is for the energy of Taurus, and I don't know if it's because Uranus is there. I don't know if it's because the North Node is about to transit into Taurus. I don't know. But it feels like Taurus is going to be moving from a moon intuitive space to a sun intuitive space. And that's another reason why things operate differently, because a moon intuitive space is really passive. It's really receptive. But a sun intuitive space is more active. And there is also a thing here about not getting comfortable or complacent, because we have the Nine of Pentacles here. And with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like everything that you can want or need, it's provided for you. With the Giver and the Nine of Pentacles, the Giver and the Imminence. But with this Archangel of Glory, King of Wands energy, it's like, would you go any further? Like, if all of your needs, if all of your desires were met, if there were no pressure at all, would you still strive to do more, be more, claim all that is for you? Or would you go like, you know what, I'm good, I'm comfortable, I'm happy, I don't need much more? And it's good to be in that position. But it's almost like that's the thing that gets you to this point. So anything beyond that is going to be self-directed. It's almost like it's going to be on you to actually start to put it in motion. And I think Taurus can be like that. You know, the bull isn't always just out eating grass in the field or laying down. Sometimes it's charging. It knows how to do what it needs, but it almost feels like it's because of the pressure that's put on it. And it's to be that without the pressure, or at least without an external force, an external pressure. Did I say hi to you, Skywalkeress? I feel like you were here earlier, right? Yeah, you were. Yeah. I'm looking at this follow the leader card, and I'm like, what is this? Because it's almost like, you don't have to, maybe. Follow the leader in empowerment. Both of these are very magical. I mean, I'm not surprised because that's why I picked this deck, right? But not every card in this deck necessarily has like unicorns on it. Maybe from a bull to a unicorn. Maybe that's what I'll title this. I will do that right now. From bull to a unicorn. And I like the unicorn because both the bull and the unicorn have a point, right? The bull has 2 points in the horns, the unicorn has one. And so there is, again, it's that energy of consolidating. Because with the moon, it's like it can be new, it can be full, and it can be all of the phases in between, going from new to full or from full to new. But the sun always is. It's like it's either there or it's not there. And when the sun isn't there, it's because we turn away from the sun. It's not because the sun went anywhere. And maybe too, like this is different sides of Leo energy. Because on one side we have the force, right? On the other side it's the sun. But it's maybe there's something that you can learn from Leo energy, Taurus. And I think that is one of the things, one of the differences between Taurus and Leo. It's that, Taurus is earth and Leo is fire. Oh my gosh, look, King of Wands energy right here. It's the Archangel Commander, or Archangel of Glory, but it's King of Wands, technically. Oof. And then we got this Piscean energy over here with mutable water in the night. It's just like waiting for something to happen, waiting for something good, waiting for a big break, waiting for whatever, and being content to be discontent in the meantime. And it's almost like if you want more, you're going to have to do more. It's time for you to get up and go after it. Because the time of forcing is coming to a close all over. It's the time of choice. Either you choose to put into motion that which you wish to experience, or you choose to continue to wait. And if you choose to continue to wait, you're choosing to wait. Not for waiting until this time, waiting until that time, waiting until this happens, waiting until whatever else happens. You're choosing to wait. And wait, you may continue to do until you make the choice to get up and do something. Because I guess it's about growth or whatever. It's about evolution or whatever, So sometimes you're going to have to do the things that aren't necessarily that comfortable. And again, it may be like, you're like, oh, spirit is quiet. Like, I'm doing this thing and, I'm waiting for the next thing. Waiting, and waiting, then waiting, waiting. And you never get to the part where you get it started because you're just waiting. Either that, or it's like you're getting the message, you're receiving things that you don't feel comfortable doing or that you don't necessarily want to do. And again, it feels like in the past, maybe you would be forced to do it a little bit more. But I don't know, it's almost like it's going to reach that point where you're just going to be left stuck in the mud. And if you look at the bird, it's like the bird is about to fly off in the other direction. And then after it does, it's like this is what you're heading towards. It's like, wow, like I should have listened. Should have followed my intuition back when I first had the intuition. What did I wait for? What was I waiting for? And that might lead to a bunch of internal self stuff that, once sorted through, again, puts you in this energy. It's almost like the Six of Orbs is saying there's a reason. There's a reason why you wait rather than just going after it or rather than just getting it. There's a reason why you're so resistant. And the reason is you. It's not. I mean, it is, but also there are other reasons that need to be handled, dealt with, and addressed. And when they are, then it's like, you'll be more comfortable going after that which you desire, and it'll be easier to get because the resistance is dropped. You're not going to be in the mud anymore, right? It's almost like you're the leader and everything else is going to follow you. So when you don't go anywhere, nothing else goes anywhere. When you're stuck in the mud, it's stuck in the mud. And something about this Knight of Cups, it's like it's always looking back for reassurance. It's always looking back for validation. It's always looking back, deferring to something or someone else. Like, do you think I should do this? Like, do you think this is a good idea? Maybe it's an actual person, maybe it's spirit again, maybe it's your environment, maybe you wait for your world to give you an opportunity to do something. And it's like you're being encouraged to kind of sort of be the leader. And with galactic guidance, maybe it is just like the universe around you supporting you in what you desire. And it's like it's responding to your momentum. And when you're stuck in the mud, it's really hard to get enough momentum to almost like trigger things to begin like happening. And there are things like there are many different ways to build momentum, right? Like it could start in a very internal place. Building momentum isn't necessarily always like going out and doing everything, but sometimes you got to leave a door open, you got to drop resistance, right? Your intuition will tell you. And again, it's that energy. It's like you can listen to your intuition when it tells you the first time, or you can wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for things to pile up, for things to not happen until you reach that point where you decide, okay, you know what? I'm finally going to try to do that thing that I received to do a while ago. So, King of Wands did show up. King of Wands been kind of MIA, but did the King of Wands show up for Leo? I don't remember because I feel like I feel like I remember mentioning. I was like, oh, the King of Wands is here. He's been absent. Or was the King of Wands at like the top of the deck when I pulled out the Tarot Apocalypses? I think that was it. But and if you look at this Six of Pentacles, if you look at the Six of Pentacles, you see what's at the center of the scales. This is gorgeous because it almost feels like Taurus is going to be holding some sort of master of earth frequency where, again, it almost feels like a more effortless manifestation. But it's one that's led by you, again. So if you don't move or go anywhere, or if you're stuck, it's going to be stuck and stagnant. And it isn't things that can be forced. I just noticed this little bird in the forest. You see that little birdie? Yeah. Oh, this bird is like, I am not about to wrestle you like that angel wrestled that lion. I ain't gonna do it. So if you ain't moving, I guess I'm just sitting here. Because this bird is like, I can't move you, elephant. I can't. And galactic guidance energy is now like, they're like waiting on you, chief. I'm gonna look and see what's around the Archangel Commander. And then I'm gonna end this for you. Hopefully the Archangel Commander can maybe bridge this for me, for us. Bridge this for us. The Archangel Commander. Oh, wow. The Emperor, the Outlaw, Apocalypse, the Holy See, the Lovers, the Erudite. How many majors is that in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majors in a row. Goodness. Here's the Archangel Commander. Oh. The Archangel Commander came out in between the Ebony Shield and Holy Water. And then there's the bird again. Is it descending onto the cup or is it ascending from the cup Taurus? Or is it just there? Usque ad finem. I know ab ovo usque et mala is everything from eggs to apples. Ovo is egg, mala is apple. So maybe usque is everything. And then ad is two, I think, and finem is end. Everything to end? I'll look it up and see. Or there's an end to everything and a beginning to everything else. Or is ab? I know AX is like exit out from. The difference between odd and ob. Ob might be like to a place, and odd might be like to something that isn't necessarily a place. Latin odd. Near. Oh, it's near. Okay. Like adjacent, maybe. Ad hoc. Near here? No, ad hoc means for this. Hick hike hoke. For this specific purpose. So is odd for, is odd near, or I guess ad hoc would be like near this purpose, near this. I don't know. It's been a minute since I took Latin and I don't have my little Latin dictionary. Near or at, toward, to, tendency, or addition. Adjoin, adrenal. And phenom is phenom, I think it's an end. Well, I guess terminus would be end. Phenom. Usque ad finem, I literally could have, to the very end. I literally could have just Googled usque ad finem and it popped up. Usque ad finem, it's to the very end and it's a battle term meaning to keep fighting until you die. Oof. Ooh. I feel like let's not do that, Taurus. Taurus is like, I'm gonna be stubborn until the day I die. I'm gonna be resistant until the day I die. You're gonna have to force me. And maybe your guides is like, well, we're not forcing anything anymore. So I guess you'll be here till the very end. Because here is ab incunabulus, ab incunabulus, ab aeterno. And I think that's what, from the cradle to the grave. Ab initio mundi, from the beginning of the world. See, there is something interesting. I think ab incunabulus is like from the cradle. So it's like this guardian was here, but then the egg is here from the birth of the world. And then there's the great chasm of awareness. I think that's what it's called, that you have to cross to reach the land beyond. And again, you see up there, it's that same mystic rose energy. There is an energy where it's like you or your energy is at the center of everything. Like you're the leader. It's like you decide what flows and you decide what comes into your reality. I get that with the Ebony Shield. Like she stands at the gate of what it is that we experience or what comes tangibly into our world. And it feels like she blocks very much and permits very little. And so you kind of get a stuck in the mud type of frequency. It's also interesting because like there's a lot of water in the fountains behind the cup, but we don't know if there's any water inside the cup. And maybe something is sort of like beginning to run dry between with the Knight of Cups and between these two energies. So that's what I got for you, Taurus. I guess it isn't necessarily that everything's. I mean, I guess when things are quiet, they're listening, right? And I guess the person that they're listening to is you. The energy that they're listening to is you. The frequency that they're listening to is you. But it feels like it's you. Well, you're not Pisces, but I guess still with that energy, it's like it's you in a way of what you do because you're an Earth sign. Maybe it's you in the way of like what you bring about because you're an Earth sign. Like that's what they listen to. Maybe it's you in the way of the environment that you create. And I think sometimes, you ever met a person who's like, I'm chill, I'm awesome, I'm whatever, like, but it's like something about their energy or their person. It's like the environment that they create isn't very hospitable or whatever, right? And we create environments in a lot of ways, and pretty much all the ways actually, because it's Earth, it's water and fire and air. Water and fire and air are all the things needed to nurture the Earth. And yeah, the Earth was like the Five of Pentacles. The water was flowing, but the fire was like about to be like snuffed out with that Nine of Wands. I don't know. But that's what I got for you, Taurus. All the best in, I want to say deciding, honestly. Because it feels like it's almost like once you make a decision, like you could go full force in that direction. But maybe you don't really know. And so that's why you're listening, but they're listening to you. So everyone's listening and no one's speaking. Also, there may be some throat chakra E type stuff with this empowerment card and her raising the sword. I don't know what this is, Taurus, but this is kind of sort of low key magic AF. It's low key powerful AF because it's like, again, it feels like whatever you choose, everything else will follow. I don't know. I hope you have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I hope that anything, everything that you need along the way, your way, that you find. Even if that is the courage to make a choice. And what was it? I saw it yesterday. I was watching anime, Boruto, and somebody was like, how can you be so calm when everything is like falling apart? And he was like, I made choices and decisions the best that I could, and I'm going to see those choices and decisions through to the end, to the very end. But also, you can pivot. You don't have to get stuck in that either. I don't know why I didn't just Google Usque ad finum. Finum is the end. Odd is like to the end. What is Usque though? I don't know. I'll look it up. You gotta sit through this or not. You can click off. Usque is all the way or continuously. Oh, okay. Wait. What is Usque? A friend as far as to the altars. A friend whose only higher allegiance is to religion. A friend to the very end. Okay. All the time, continuously, at every point, always, all the way, right on. That's what Usque is. And that's why Ab Owo Usque at Mala is like everything from eggs to apples. It's like from eggs all the way to apples. There is something low key, kind of sort of omnipresent in that. And it feels like that's the bird. The bird that was there in strength. The bird that's still there while you're stuck in the mud. I mean, we see a little chick. We see a few birds and follow the leader. And this is almost an owly type of energy. While with the hourglass, while somebody just like sort of waits. But maybe this is the bird in like a higher dimension and a higher frequency. It's like it presents itself as a bird to you because because this is what it looks like. It's always there. That's kind of sweet. That's really sweet. That's cute. How does this bird? Well, then I hit a title card. So I was gonna say, like, how does this bird serve you? The 5 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and then the title card. It feels like it can serve you in whatever way you need it to. Like if you need it to defend you and protect you, it will do that. If you need it to like find something and bring it to you, it will do that. It's almost like it can do anything. And so I'd almost be tempted to ask you, what are you asking your bird to do? Or maybe you haven't realized that it's there yet or something. I don't know. The 6 of Pentacles went on top of the 8 of Cups. The 5 of Swords is going on top of the Lovers. The Lovers is a space of choice and decision. And it's interesting that the 2 of Scepters is there because that's what the 5 of Swords was in front of before. 2 of Wands. Mystery of the Covenant. Solve et coagula mutatis mundis. Or is that mutatis mutandis? I think solve and coagula is like to dissolve and come together. If it's mutatis mundis, it's like in a changing world. So there is a certain. It's interesting because in solve and coagula, it's an energy of like dissolving and then precipitating and then dissolving and precipitating. But it's almost like the thing is always what the thing is, regardless of if it's dissolved in the water or not. It's all still there. And so it's like you're not losing anything necessarily because I'm trying to like with that fixed energy, like even when it's dissolved, even when like sugar is dissolved in water, the sugar is there. right? That's why the water tastes sweet. Or if it's salt, that's why the water tastes salty, because it's there. There's something precipitating within you that's always been there, but it's almost like it was in such a dilute concentration, or there was so much water that it was hard to, like, you could taste it, you could tell that it was there, but it was hard to differentiate it from everything else. And maybe that's why more water with that Knight of Cups isn't really helping, and that's why Moonlight is becoming confusing. It's almost like, well, more water isn't necessarily the answer here. I don't know. You know, you'll figure it out, Taurus. I believe in you. I have faith in you. Okay. Mutate. It is mutatis. It's to change, like a mutable sign. My camera's here, not over there. It's not that camera, not that camera. It's this camera. Hi. From the cradle to the grave. Thank you, Matthew. I listened to Lou the other day. Lou, it was like king of the people, friend of the she, something of the something, lord of the dancing, something. I listened to Lou, and then the very next day, I was watching somebody on YouTube, Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings, Hemi, heart, and she mentioned the she, and I was like, what? Somebody shared a song yesterday, and it mentioned the she. So when we talking about fairies and everything else, maybe where's Eve? I'll have to send Eve a message or something and be like, hey, Eve. Honestly, oh my gosh, I think I might get a personal from Eve. I'll ask her to use the Tarot of the She, or the She deck. I am going to do that. So, anyway, thank you all for being here, Taurus. I hope this is helpful for you. Anyone else who watched this, maybe there's something in here for you as well. Because I do feel like the energy of forcing is going to be dying down overall. Maybe the energy of forcing has stopped for a minute now on both sides. Like, we're no longer forcing things, and things are no longer being forced out of us. It's a space of choice. And honoring that choice in all of the ways that it is present, I guess. I don't know.